What's going on, everybody in the League of Origin and the Fantasy Chairmen Dynasty League? This is Ben, and I've got Alex on the phone this week. He is working, so from a distance.
Hello! From a distance.
From a distance. Exactly.
Hello.
So I'll be kind of taking lead on the league note this week. Week 5, league note. Going to do a little recap of the Game of Zones matchups from Week 4. Let you know who won and who lost, what the standings are. Give you a little preview of Week 5, and then we'll jump into the Dynasty League. And Alex, we got some great trash talk sent in this week.
Dude, this is the most clips I think that we've had so far. So this is awesome. People getting into it now.
It's good stuff. And you know what? These are so good. You're going to hear them as we go through the league note episode today. And these are so good. I'm thinking that towards the end of the season or after the fantasy football season wraps up, we need to do a highlight clip show of all our favorite trash talk sent in throughout the season.
Ooh,
I think that would be awesome.
Let's do a top 10 or something like that.
Yeah, when we're recapping the season and who our champions are and all that stuff, I think we need to do a highlight show where we have the best trash talk clips.
I like that. I like that idea.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
We got some good ones today. So let's start first, Alex, with the League of Origin, the Game of Zones, Week 4 recap. I'll kick it off with just my matchup since it's up at the top here. Team Victor E. Ishmine taking on my brother, Team JV2.
Oh, it's a brother bro down.
Brandon's team. And you know what? I got my first win in the League of Origin. Thank goodness. No longer have a 0 in the win column. I beat Brandon 119.42 to 108.25. And it did not come without a cost, as we have discussed on the other episode of the podcast, as Nick Chubb went down with an injury, but Odell Beckham with the wide receiver 1 finish led me to a victory.
He blew up this week, man.
Oh.
Went off for 35. That's a good week from him.
I needed it. So now I'm sitting at 1-3. Brandon is at 0-4. On Alex, you go ahead. Give us the next one there.
The next matchup that I have on my list here is actually my matchup with the old Dirty Sass and
another bro down.
Another brother bro down, and I actually got my first win as well. So I am now 1-3
nice!
in the big league. And it was a poop slinging fest between the two of us. And
the two lowest scores of the week here.
I won the matchup 99.55 to 81.75, and as you mentioned a second ago, it came at a great cost. I lost Austin Eckler to IR for 4 to 6 weeks as well, so we both made a blood sacrifice to get our first win.
We had to. It had to be done.
Oh, it was bad.
Hey,
so
we're on the winning trail now, though. I love it.
We are.
All right, the next one. What's that?
Tides are turning.
Tides are turning. Hopefully for the better. Scotty Miller did not get me off to a good start this week.
Yeah.
Big old goose egg there.
Yeesh.
Oh, man. All right. The next one we had was Jared's team, the Mixon Administration, taking on Brian's team. I am Spartacus. And Spartacus actually had himself a good week, scoring 128.49 points, but the Mixon Administration exploded for the highest score of the week with 172.26 points. Everybody on his team just seemed to be clicking. And Mixon in particular had himself a major bounce back week.
Yeah, when you got Mixon going off for 39 and Tom Brady going off for 32, that's a pretty good start to your week right there.
Absolutely. It was crazy. Mixon 150 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. And what do you have in the air there? 30 yards, 6 receptions for 1 touchdown. So good on you there, Jared. And the Mixon Administration, he is not a crook. He was a crook. He stole a victory from Brian.
Yeah, he took the Spartacus down.
Absolutely. He did.
All right, our next matchup we got Kyle taking on Chance, the Milkman taking on the Cooper Cabras, and the Milkman comes out victorious, 153.67 to 138.19. Kyle's team was led by the likes of, let me see here, Kyler Murray with 23 points, Chris Carson with 23 points, and Robert Tonyan with 30 points.
Oh, my God.
It's funny. I talked to Chance yesterday about that matchup, and he said, I felt pretty good going into the game thinking, all these guys, Robert Tonyan, he's had some okay games, but he shouldn't put up anything too crazy. And he said he was not too pleased when he saw Tonyan with 30 points.
Yep. That was wild. I'm sure Kyle was just hooting and hollering, celebrating.
Oh, he
there.
was. I was watching the game with him, and he was going out of his mind. So that is fantasy this year.
The Milkman came and messed with the Cooper Coppers. Oh, good stuff, Milkman. All right, next matchup we had reigning champion Mike's team, the Soul Skaters, taking on Jeff's JV1 crew. Still JV1, still doesn't have a team name.
Yep, still the JV team.
You're there with him. Tell him to step it up and put a team name in there.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, my gosh. Otherwise, it's just JV1. But
JV1, man.
JV1 came out victorious, however, 121.48 to 104.35, taking down the Soul Skaters. Threw a little gravel
in. Suds, man. They had soap in their eyes and couldn't see the gravel in the road. They bit the dust again.
They did indeed. Is that 2 in a row for Mike now, or did he win?
I think that is.
Ugh, brutal. Yeah, he did not have a good week. The likes of Darrell Henderson, man, who went off the week before. McVay just confusing all of us.
Yeah, old Kyle Shanahan, man.
Jeff got a win despite Brandon Cooks getting a 0 in one of his flex spots there too. So congratulations there, JV1. Got a victory. Soul Skater sitting at 2-2. JV1, Jeff's team, sitting at 2-2.
In our final matchup here, we got Team Alex Porras. Still no team name. So Alex Porras will be known as Porras. Versus Team Jesus. And Alex Porras comes out victorious and stays perfect, 4-0.
Victorious Porras.
141.43 to 107.62. And, Alex had a pretty good week from Dak Prescott getting her 37 points. Yeah. Aaron Jones getting her 19. Jerick McKinnon getting her 19. Traquan Smith, sneaky start, getting her 19. And Mike Davis getting 19. So she had 20-point performances pretty much all across the board, and that's tough to beat.
All these players that we all predicted would just, be leading people to victories in the fantasy football season.
Yes, it was totally predicted.
Absolutely. Good grief. All right, well, a real quick update of the rankings here in the Monday Night's Watch. We've got the Milkman leading at 3-1. I am Spartacus, 2-2. Cooper Cabras at 2-2. The Dirty Sass at 2-2. And the Mixon administration at 2-2. Followed up by, hello there, your team in 6th at 1-3.
Still bringing up the rear, but I'm coming from behind.
It's real close. A whole lot of 2-2s there. You're just one game behind all of them. In the projectors of the realm, we've got Team Porras at 4-0. The Cheesus at 3-1. Soul Skaters 2-2. JV1, Jeff's team at 2-2. I'm in 5th here. Victory Ishmine 1-3. And bringing up the rear in projectors of the realm is Brandon's JV2 team 0-4. Well, let's move on to week 5. Give us a quick preview here. Why don't you kick us off there, Alex?
All right, the first matchup I got is my team, Hilaire there, taking on the Milkman and Kyle's team. And after the Thursday night game, my team is up 14-0 currently. Had a good week from Allen Robinson. Got me 14 points. It's going to be a close one, I think. We'll see what happens.
Yep. I like it. Next matchup, I've got my team, Victor E. Ishmine, taking on JV1 Jeff's team, and I am currently up after the Thursday night game with a good game from David Montgomery with 15.4 points, but a 0 from Scotty Miller. Oh, I don't like it. But I'm going to win despite that, Jeff. You're going down. You are going down. That's right. Jeff is projected to win 118.15 to my projected 105.26, but projections mean nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Never pay attention to projections.
That's right. Okay.
All right. One. Our next matchup here, we got the Dirty Sasquatch taking on the Mixon Administration. And after the Thursday night game, the Mixon administration is ahead 26.72 to 0. Jared had Tom Brady play on Thursday night, and he got him 14 points, along with Mike Evans as well, and he got 12 points. Had 5 catches on 9 targets for 41 yards and a touchdown. So not a bad night from Evans, but a little bit lackluster from old Tommy B.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Well, the Mixon administration is playing the Dirty Sass in both leagues this week, and Jared has something to say to the Fantasy Sasquatch here.
All right.
This is Jared from the Mixon administration, and I'm playing the Fantasy Sasquatch in both leagues this week. I want him to know that I'm going to smash his teams easily, because he is better at stealing beef jerky than he is at fantasy football. And after that, I'm going to alert the National Geographic of a fantasy football playing Sasquatch in the mountains of Eastern Oregon. So we here at the Mixon administration are all in this together, and we will each do our part to crush your teams while wearing a mask, of course, because Sasquatches have pre-existing conditions for COVID, such as sucking at fantasy football and underconsumption of beef jerky. And remember to vote this November for President Mixon.
Oh, thank you, Jared.
Wow.
That
was something special there. I like that one. That was good.
Very political trash talk.
Oh, my gosh.
President Mixon taking on a fantasy football playing Sasquatch. Nothing better than that.
Alerting the National Geographic.
Oh my gosh. All right. Our next matchup, we've got the Cooper Cabras taking on I Am Spartacus. And I Am Spartacus is up after Thursday night, 20.7. And Ronald Jones had a pretty decent game of 14 points for I Am Spartacus. He had Rob Gronkowski at his tight end, got 6.7, so just kind of a lackluster day, but could have been worse there. The projections are that the Cooper Cabras are going to win 119.14 to 116.91. See what happens there. Both these teams are 2-2.
Yeah, somebody's got to lose.
That's right.
Our next matchup, we got Mike's team, Soul Skaters, taking on the Jesus, Marcus's team, and currently neither team had a player in the Thursday night game, so the projections right now are Soul Skaters at projected for 116.18 points, and the Jesus projected for 129.40 points. So we're going to have a battle of the quarterbacks here with Josh Allen for the Jesus and Russell Wilson for the Soul Skaters. That'll be a good little head-to-head.
That's right. The Jesus currently projected to be the highest scorer this week, and he has something to say to our reigning champion here. He's got a little trash talk for him. Literal trash talk.
Oh, all right.
Hey, Soul Skaters. This is the Jesus, and instead of trash talk, I'd like to share an interesting story that I just learned about recently. And apparently, there's a great Pacific garbage patch in the middle of the Pacific where garbage from around the world is swept up in the current and settles in a large heap in the middle of the ocean. Now, this heap is so large as compared to the size of Texas. In fact, this garbage heap is second only to the pile of refuse that seems to have found its way into your fantasy football lineup. This Sunday, I hope someone calls sanitation because my team is going to roll yours out to the curb. You garbage. Peace and blessings. Good luck.
Wow, very informative.
I'm really enjoying the trash talk that's getting sent in right now. You guys are getting creative.
Nice.
I want to start hearing more of it from more of you, though. Like,
man, I'm gonna have to step up my trash talk game here. I'm gonna have to get a little creative. These guys are coming at it, then with some fire. I like it.
Oh yeah. I think they're writing stuff down. They're researching.
Yeah, apparently
it's pretty great. It's pretty great. I'm loving it so far. So, Marcus has sent in a couple of really good ones. Jared's was hilarious. So, the rest of you, step it up. Talk some trash back. Because right now I'm kind of cheering for Marcus and Jared.
All right, you got our last matchup?
Last matchup right here. We've got Team Porous, Alex P's team, taking on Team JV2, Brandon's team. And right now it's projected for Team Porous to dominate JV2 here, 121.51 to 106.69. Neither of them had a Thursday night matchup. And Brandon's team has just been decimated by injuries.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty rough lineup right now. Whole bunch of players out. Got a couple players on bye. 3 people down in his IR. This could be a rough week, and unfortunately sitting at 0-4, taking on the undefeated Team Porous at 4-0.
It's a rough go of it, buddy. Stay strong. You might get your first win this week. How would that be poetic? That 4-0 gets beaten by the 0-4.
Let's see it. Always rooting for the underdog. Let's go, Team JV2. All right, we're going to make a quick transition over to the Dynasty League here. All right, Alex, let's give it a little speed recap of Week 4, what happened in the Dynasty League.
Speed recap of Week 4. I got my first matchup here on my list here, and it was my matchup against the SCLSU Mud Dogs. Going up against my Mackay Creek Smoke Eaters. I was going up against, that's Team Mike for you, by the way, the Mud Dogs. And I took down the Mud Dogs like it was like it was Bobby Boucher's first game on the Mud Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I won 182.10 to 119.55. Had a pretty good assortment of players go off. Amari Cooper for 27, George Kittle for 32, Deshaun Watson 20, Chiefs defense 21, Ryan Fitzmagic 21. So that's tough to come back from something like that. So
yeah, the Mud Dogs were not using their tackling fuel.
Nope, they didn't have no high quality H2O on Saturday.
Oh, and you were the second highest score of the week in the Dynasty League here. All right.
Yeah.
There were some
barely beaten out.
There were some high scores there for sure, but I will talk about my matchup here. I went up against the Fantasy Sasquatch, and my team, Thunder Tropics Flaming Dragon, took on the Old Dirty Sass, and I took him down 138.45 to 126.91. Again, my team was led by Odell Beckham Jr., and this win did not come without a cost as I lost Nick Chubb in this league as well.
Oh, man, you got double-dutched.
Thankfully, Chris Carson was okay to play and came out, had himself a good game, 2 touchdowns, got 23.5 points. Nick Mullins was in one of my quarterback spot there and did not help me at all, but I won despite that. Thank goodness for Odell. Stephon Diggs had a decent game, and Chris Carson. So, appreciate you guys.
Next matchup, we got Chance's team, the Long Creek Hosers, taking on Alex P's team, the Sunridge Slicers and Dicers, and the Hosers took it to the Dicers and spanked them a good one. Took them down 183.33 to 113.84. He was the highest scorer of the week. And, it was pretty great scoring from all over the team there. Minshew got him a solid 20. Aaron Jones got him 19. Mike Evans got him 21. And isn't it just hilarious to say that Robert Tonyan, who took him down in the League of Origin, the Game of Zones, helps him with the victory in the Dynasty here, got him 30 points.
Didn't even need him, but definitely helped him.
Yep, and 26 from Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater looking pretty good here, and he's got a tasty matchup this week.
Yes, he does.
So could have himself a good week. All right, next we had the Milkman, Kyle, taking on Jared of the Mixon Administration. And the Mixon
Dynasty version.
Yeah, Dynasty version of the Mixon Administration. And Mixon Administration wins with the third highest score of the week with 181.78 to 132.5.
Three scores in the 180 this week.
Yeah, that was
wild.
Pretty nuts. It was Kyle's team was not helped out by a big old goose egg from Calvin Ridley there. That was just odd to see that. Yeah. He must have really been hampered by that ankle injury that he was dealing with. Jeff Wilson did not have a good game either. And, Jared's team was led by the likes of Joe Mixon again. He also has Dak Prescott here in the Dynasty League. They each had massive fantasy games this week, so congrats to the Mixon Administration. Both these teams sitting at 2-2 now.
Mm-hmm. And our final matchup we got Team Jeff, JV1, with no team name here, taking on Floppy Okapis. And Team JV1 here took down the Okapis, 144.43 to 134.72.
Floppy Okapis thought they were going to get their first win this week.
The Okapis, man, they need a win. They need to win bad. Jeff's team helped out with the likes of Tom Brady getting him 32 points, Melvin Gordon getting 24 points. That was a good little performance from Melgo.
Yes, let's go Melgo.
Kyler Murray getting 23.
Oh, yeah. Very nice, very nice. So just a recap of the standings here in the Laid Back Loungers Fantasy Conference, we've got the Long Creek Hosers at 3-1, followed by Old Dirty Sass, also at 3-1, and then the Thunder Tropics Flaming Dragon, my team, at 3-1. And then in fourth, the Mixon Administration at 2-2, and bringing up the rear is the Sunridge Slicers and Dicers. In the Relaxed Recliners Fantasy Conference, you, Alex, are leading the way. The Mackay Creek Smoke Eaters at 3-1, followed by Team Milkman at 2-2, and then JV1, Jeff's team, at 2-2. And in fourth there, the SCLSU Mud Dogs at 1-3, and bringing up the rear in that conference is the Floppy Okapis at 0-4. All right, let's move on to the preview for Week 5 here, and I'll just start with my matchup. The Thunder Tropics Flaming Dragon taking on Chance's Long Creek Hosers. Both of us had players in the Thursday night game. I had Nick Foles in at quarterback, and I need some quarterback help, man. That's why I traded for Jared Goff with the Old Dirty Sass this week. Definitely, I need quarterback help. But I got 11.62 points from Nick Foles, and Chance got 12.6 points from Mike Evans. I am currently projected to lose to the Long Creek Hosers, 133.17 to 143.05. But I'm going to go ahead and just clog that hose there, Chance, and you're not going to be able to spray it over much of anything, and you're going to burn up, buddy. Going to burn right up.
Oh.
It's going
all right.
Scorched earth!
The next matchup we got is my team, the Mackay Creek Smoke Eaters, taking on Alex P's team, the Sunridge Slicers and Dicers. Neither of us had players in the Thursday night game, and I am currently projected to smash the Slicers and Dicers, 172.72 to 133.81. And Alex, I'm just going to have to let you know that it's not going to look good. It's not going to look pretty. You're going to have to be piecing all of your team back together after I slice and dice them. All right,
Ooh.
You're going to be blowing smoke out of all your nostrils, and it's not going to be a good time for you.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got to work on our trash talk.
Yeah, we do. I need to sit down and formulate a good speech next time for my opponents.
Got to actually think of something there.
Yeah.
All right. Next one we have.
Especially with these submissions that we're getting, we got to step it up.
Yeah, exactly. Just wait till you hear the next one. Not for this matchup, but coming up. We've got Old Dirty Sass taking on the Mixon administration. So we already heard from Jared talking trash to the Fantasy Sasquatch, but the Old Dirty Sass projected to lose to the Mixon administration 128.04 to 143.63. Neither had a player in the Thursday night game. And, man, right now, Old Dirty Sass has the likes of Matt Breida, Philip Lindsay, and Dontrell Inman starting. It's a little scary. He's kind of riding the curtails of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson here. But yeah, those three spots in there with Breida, Lindsay, and Inman, that's a little scary. So the Mixon administration could be looking to win his second in a row this week.
Yes, he could. Yes, he could. All right, our next matchup we got here is the Milkman, Kyle's team, taking on Campbell's Floppy Okapis. And Campbell's team, the Okapis, had a player. They have one player or two players? Let me see here. Looks like they had two players going in the Thursday night game. They had David Montgomery go off for 15 points. That was a solid outing from David Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And he had Buccaneers defense get him 10.75 points. So not bad from your defense. I mean, if they can hold that 10 points, that's a good spot start there. And currently says that Campbell's projected to beat the Milkman 135 to 129. So we'll see what happens.
The Milkman got that 0 from Scotty Miller like I got in the League of Origin, but
oh, he did.
With the Floppy Okapis leading after Thursday night here, Campbell actually jumped on and sent something in because he's got something to say to the Milkman.
Ooh.
This goes out to Kyle the Milkman. Hello there. My name is Lamer Soup. I run the Floppy Okapis. I'll give you the scoop. We play like crap, y'all. My team is wading through mud, but ain't no way a milk dug will make me bleed my own blood. So watch this. Here's what we gon' do. I'll whip you till you curdle, till you into fondue. And the only way to own the day is not to play, but you can stay. I'll give you a cup. Then you can have a warm glass of shut the hell up. Peace. Have a good day.
That's the best one by far. That is the best one so far. He
sent that in at 1:45 in the morning, so he was up all night getting that one prepped, I'm pretty sure.
Lyrics never sleep, man. Lyrics never sleep.
That's right. I love that one. That was.
Oh my gosh!
I think I've got to give the gold medal thus far for trash talk to Campbell of the Floppy Okapis in the Fantasy Chairmen Dynasty League.
That is top tier right there, people. That's what you
man.
That's gold standard.
That's the pedestal right there right now. And wow, setting the bar high.
Excellent work, people. Excellent work.
Oh, that is great. So sorry, Kyle. There's no way that you can win this week just because of that.
Not after that rap.
No way. No way. All right. Our last matchup that we've got for Week 5 in the Fantasy Chairman Dynasty League is the SCLSU Mud Dogs Mike's team taking on Team JV1, Jeff's team. And the Mud Dogs at 1-3 taking on JV1 at 2-2. They both had players in Thursday night, and JV1 currently leading 14 points to 10.5 points. JV1 had Ronald Jones play, while the Mud Dogs had the Bears defense go for 10.5. Right now, JV1 projected to win 133.98 to 130.53. Whew, we could see some people make some jumps here. These are the weeks where you might start seeing some separation. Right now, it's kind of a log jam, but those guys.
We kind of start diving into bye weeks here, and people will start to. I mean, depending on those flex spots where you got to fill in those bye week fill-ins, and sometimes not even in the flex spots, but your bye week fill-in players. This is where you see the separation sometimes, especially from the teams that are really, really stacked with depth.
Yep, exactly. So it could get a little crazy, especially with all the COVID and the potential postponements, cancellations, or whatever. So just a reminder to everybody in our leagues, don't forget to go in. And if you have Tennessee Titans or Buffalo Bills that you're keeping in your lineups this week, that you may want to go in and put that player nickname for the replacement that you want to use for them, just in case that game is canceled last minute on Tuesday or Monday night or whatever. So make sure you guys take care of that. Make sure y'all take care of that. And I believe that'll do it for the league note there, Alex, unless you got anything else to send out to the league, any news or announcements or anything to make?
Nope. The only thing I've got to say is my opponents this week, I will crush your teams into oblivion and grind your bones to make my bread.
That's right. I'm on the redemption path in the League of Origin, so you need to watch out.
We both are.
That's right.
We're trailblazing now. We're on the trail.
Starting to get back towards the road, towards the playoffs here.
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen. Long Creek Hosers, you're going down in the Dynasty League. Hope you're ready to lose. Anyway, that'll do it for the league note for week 5. Alex, thanks for jumping on the phone and doing this with me here. And maybe next week we'll both be in person, huh?
Hey, we'll try to anyways.
That's the goal. All right. Good luck to everybody this week. Week 5 of the NFL. Let's play some fantasy football. Football. Hey, Alex.
What?
So when you're on a boat and you're on like a rocky ocean, and you're drifting out to sea, what's the best way to keep your boat like sturdy and just staying still?
Oars?
No, not even close. You throw out your anchor.
Oh, your anchor. Oh,
yep,
okay.
You throw out your anchor. You know what I like to do to keep my podcast steady and just sturdy while everything else seems to be rocky and wavy around me?
Not oars, right?
Not oars. It's Anchor again.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Anchor.fm. Let me explain. This app is free, completely free to host your podcast on.
Like 100% free?
100% free. And you get unlimited storage for all your episodes.
Unlimited?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
As Russell Wilson would say.
Yes.
That's right. It's also got creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer.
Well, I'm all about that.
I know. And it also distributes your podcast for you, so it can be heard on the likes of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all of them.
What's not to like?
It's great. You can even make money from your podcast, Alex.
And we're all about that.
And you don't need minimum listenership. So,
that's good.
That's a real good thing. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. You need to download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started.
I'm getting right on it right now.
Keep your boat and your podcast sturdy.